The E in P stands for engage the senses. There are three main strategies for engage the senses. First, exploring with the senses, benefiting from repeated exposure, and supporting children as they experience culturally relevant vegetables in the classroom. The first engage the senses strategy is explore with the senses. Put simply, encouraging children to use their five senses as they explore science phenomenon creates opportunities for high quality, hands-on science experiences in your classroom. While the senses of sight, sound, smell, and touch can be used in almost any science learning activity, during food activities, children can use all five senses, including potentially taste. Imagine one afternoon during lunchtime, children in your classroom are serving themselves family-style steamed broccoli from a bowl. As they are passing around the bowl, a child says, "Ew, the water on the bottom of the bowl is green." This is a perfect opportunity to help children explore the phenomena of why broccoli is green by using their senses. While all the senses are important, providing children with the opportunity to taste foods during or at the end of learning activities is important because the more experiences children have with healthy foods, the more likely they are to try and eat them over time. So you could end the activity by inviting children to engage their sense of taste by trying their steamed broccoli. The second engage the senses strategy is benefiting from repeated exposures. This strategy is all about helping children become familiar with new things until they're no longer new. You can probably think of a time in your classroom when a child was nervous to try something new, whether it was a piece of broccoli or even finger painting. We know it can be frustrating when children don't want to try something new, but as you know, this fear is very common for preschool children. They're often nervous to try new things. However, by using repeated exposures, you can help children overcome their fear of new experiences. An exposure is simply any time a child has the opportunity to engage with an unfamiliar object or experience. So let's think of an example we can relate this to. Say you hear a song on the radio for the first time and you hate it. Nothing about the lyrics, tune, or beat is catchy. But the next day on your way to work, you hear it again. After school, one of your coworkers comes in and shows you the same song again, and you start to find yourself beginning to like it. In fact, to your dismay, you might even find yourself humming that tune in the middle of the day. By the end of the month, it's your new favorite song. This is the effect of repeated exposures. Repeated exposures work for food experiences too. The more frequently a child is exposed to a new food, particularly vegetables, the more familiar they become. The more familiar they become with that new vegetable, the more likely it is for them to eat that food in the future. The third engage the senses strategy is experiencing culturally relevant vegetables. As we've mentioned, the science learning environment is an opportune time to introduce children to healthy foods because as preschoolers grow, these positive hands-on experiences with healthy foods in the classroom can help them learn about science while preparing them to make healthy choices about food they choose to eat. Vegetables make the ideal foods to feature during science learning because a lot of preschool children don't consume the recommended daily amount of vegetables they need. They're particularly difficult to encourage children to eat in comparison to fruit because they're bitter, while the fruits have a natural sweetness. Vegetables can also be eaten and explored with very little preparation or food safety concerns, making them ideal for science exploration. However, it's important to choose vegetables that are relevant to the culture of the preschool children in your classroom because it helps bridge the gap between home and school while also helping them learn and appreciate other cultures of their peers. Here at Peas, we encourage you to engage with families and ask them about the types of vegetables they eat and how they prepare them at home. Providing children in your classroom with experiences with vegetables can have a long-term impact on the healthy decisions they make as adults. That's why we're so passionate about veggies. So to recap, the three strategies of the Engage the Senses practice area are exploring with the senses, benefiting from repeated exposures, and experiencing culturally relevant vegetables. Later, you will learn about tips for incorporating food into your classroom, including understanding the policy, using your menu, planning ahead for having food in the classroom, and more. You'll also learn about how to incorporate some of the strategies from support learning into food environments to support children through role modeling and words you use around food. We're excited to partner with you on this journey as you create a healthier future for the preschool children we serve.